So welcome to your first sketch assignment. Today what we're going to focus on is architectural lettering and line types that you would typically see on a floor plan or any kind of architectural or interior design drawing. So the first thing I have here is my app that I like to use called Morpholio. But what I did is I created pages here to replicate your book. So this is like the left side and this is going to be the right side. Okay, and now I am drawing in red because I think it gives a good contrast to the paper, but of course you will be doing this in pencil/pen once you're comfortable, but I would probably do pencil first. Okay, so I'm going to undo that there. Okay, make sure I have another layer on here as if it is my sketchbook. Okay, and we can start there. So the first thing we're going to talk about is architectural lettering and why lettering is important whenever you're sketching out ideas. So architectural lettering helps keep notes consistent whenever you are doing your sketch assignments, or if you're doing some ideation, or you're trying to come up with a design concept and whatnot. We want that typeface to be consistent across the board. So if you are making general notes or callouts, that most people can read what you are writing. So you see in this image here that he is writing in architectural lettering. It's an all caps kind of font. We are drawing leader lines to what he is talking about, and everything is pretty much lined up, left aligned on his page. So we're going to talk, I'm going to talk you through how to do that today. Okay, so I'm going to clear that out and I am going to turn that one back off. Okay, so again, if you have your sketchbook here in front of you, we're going to do our lettering on this side, and then this is where we're going to do lettering, and then this side of your book is where we're going to do line types, which we will go over in a second. Okay? Okay, so let's start with lettering. So you want to letter the alphabet. It's going to be all caps. And a general rule of thumb overall for size is that it should be the same width as it is high. So if you use your dots, so we have our dots here, right? You don't have to draw these lines, but we are pretending that those dots are a guide in your sketchbook, okay? So with that being said, you can also see that you have basically a square, right? You have these 1/4 inch squares in your sketchbook as well. So what we want to do is take advantage of those, okay? So on the first row, we are going to write architectural lettering in lettering, okay? So at the top here, for the A, okay? And now everybody's style is a little bit different when it comes to lettering, right? There's no really just main way to do it. It's just you creating a style and a consistent method when it comes to writing out your notes and your callouts and all of that. So with the A, you see that I am slanting upwards, slanting downwards like a normal A. I am making it a little wider from side to side, and then I'm doing an uptick for the cross section of the A. So you will see a lot of angles in lettering, but also a lot of verticals. So typically it's kind of a combination of verticals and angles. So that's the A for architectural lettering. R, straight down, small loop, and then over. So it has, here's that vertical that I was talking about. You're going to be seeing a lot of those. C is just a swoop down. H, straight down, straight across at the bottom. I just do a straight I like that, just a straight up and down I. I don't add any ticks on it. Some people do upticks on it. I don't like that. I think it makes it look a little more cluttered, so I don't do that. T, straight down with an uptick at the top. E, straight down, uptick, small uptick. So large uptick, small uptick, and a large uptick again. C, we already know, is down here. Another T, straight down with an uptick. U is kind of like a curvy L with a straight vertical line at the end. R again here with a small top bubble and then a small tick slightly down to the right. A again, and then L. So you can see that I try to keep the font consistent across the board. Now this is a little bit big, so you will need to write just probably a little bit smaller. I'm going to change my scale just a little bit because I can in here. I can select it and then I can make it just a little bit smaller and move it so I can do lettering. So when you're doing this is why it's important to do everything in pencil at first while you're sketching, because you need to be able to erase it in case you make mistakes. Okay, so I'm going to be done with that, and I'm going to put lettering right here to the side of it. Okay, so I'm going to start with my L, and now I'm just going to kind of go off of the size that I see there. E, T, T, E, R, I, N is a little wide, right? And we have this kind of down tick across the middle. And then G is a C with a corner on it. Okay? So your sheet should look something similar to this. So whenever you're doing architectural lettering, okay? And now I'm going to go through the letters. So actually, if you want to do the letters first, if you want to erase what you just did on there and you want to do the letters first and then just save that room to go back up and do architectural lettering, you can do that as well. So up here, what we're going to do is we are going to practice and we're going to do the alphabet just a few times up here with the numbers, okay? So this is how I would like you to do this. We're going to start with the first letter, which is the letter A. So we are going to do our A, which we know how to do. Again, it's the two slants with the uptick. B is kind of like how you start this R here. So straight down, small top loop, bigger bottom loop. Okay. C, down swoop. D, straight line. And then half a heart. Okay, I like to say half a heart. It's easier to remember that way. E, straight down, large, small, large. F, straight down, large, small. So it's very similar to the E. We're just doing the first two upticks there. G, again, the C swoop with an upside down L. H, okay, two verticals with a lower half horizontal line. I is just a straight line. That's also going to be one. J, now J is interesting because we have to do the bottom swoop first and then the top. So that's how I like to do it. How you do it may be a little bit different. K, straight down. Top third, going into that angled tick, and then out like the R. So you see that there's repeating moments like in architectural with the R. You do that for the bottom of the K. It's just an open top. H-I-J-K-L, straight down, and then up, tick with the bottom of the L. M, straight down. Now we're only going halfway down with the top of the M. We're only going halfway down here. And then we have the two outside, the vertical outsides. N, kind of the same thing. Okay, but with one down tick there. O, it's like a C, but it's completely closed. So we're making the C, but we're completely closing it. N-O-P, so straight down, and it's the top of the R. So that's all a P is an R without this kind of angled down tick there. P, Q, an O with a line. So the slanted O with the line. So you see that a lot of these trends of the letters and how to do them are kind of repeating. Q, R, we already know that one. It's just like the P, but we have a down tick. S, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the next line. So if yours is like this too, just go to the next line. S is a smaller top and then a bigger bottom. So when you're writing fast, you know, it's okay. It'll probably look more like a real normal S. But that's how you do it if you do it, you know, normal and slow. So let's do that again. Okay, so it has a smaller top, bigger base, kind of like the B, right? Smaller top, larger base. T, straight down with an uptick. U, it has that kind of curved L and then straight down. V, a little wider, right? We're making this a little wider because we want it to be like it's in a square. V. W, an upside down M. W. X is pretty simple, pretty normal. You can give it a little bit of angle if you want to. X. Y, a wider 1/3 top of the Y and then straight down. Y. And Z. So I give my Z a little bit of an angle to give it some flair there. So that is the alphabet. And then we can go into the numbers, which we might be able to do side by side, but I'm just going to do them underneath. And then what you're going to do is you're going to repeat that a few times down the page. So number 1 is just straight down. Number 2, okay, is swooping it down like half a heart and then an uptick. Number 3, kind of like the B and the S and all of that, that has a smaller upper portion and a larger bottom portion. So we're going to go 3. So you see that you have the smaller and then the larger bottom. 4, uptick. So you see that everything kind of has an uptick too. So this kind of cross-section part of the 4 kind of goes up. 5, we're going to start with a little arm. And then we're going to kind of make a backwards C at the bottom. And then the top of the 5 with an uptick. 6, kind of like you're doing a C, but you're going to loop it at the bottom. Okay. 7, uptick, and then slant down slightly. 8 is also kind of like the letter B. You're doing a smaller top and a larger bottom. I'm going to do that a little bit more proportionately. Okay. 9 can be an upside down 6, but I like to just do 9 in a small loop and then down at a slight slant. And then you have 0, which is like your O, pretty much. Okay, so these are your individual numbers that you would use for your architectural lettering as well. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to practice your lettering, and I want you to do these things here. Now, you don't have to draw that line to the left on your sketchbook, but I want you to do that about 3 more times. So I need 1, 2, 3 more times, okay? And then after this video, we will then start doing architectural lines and understanding line types, because with line types and creating those, you see that we have the different line types here, like hidden line to represent that something is there, but it's not there on the plan. Object line, which is going to be your actual structure, your actual physical objects that you can see. And we also have things like break lines that we need to go over that shows that there is more to the drawing than what you see, something that keeps extending beyond. So that is what we're going to move into, and we are going to do line types over on this side of the paper. on the sketchbook. But for now, let's practice really clean, good, organized lettering.